Hey guys, doing? This is Chris with Retro Crypt back for another stream. This time I'm going to play the classic and probably one of the greatest beat 'em up games of all time. Final Fight. My personal opinion, it is the best. A lot of people will say Streets of Rage. There's tons of beat 'em up games. Late 80s, early 90s was like the heyday for these games. Um, so there's Streets of Rage, Final Fight, Alien Storm, Turtles in Time. I'm drawing a blank right now, so let me just look it up real quick. Oh yeah, X-Men. What the Simpsons arcade game was a good one. They put on this list. They put Scott Pilgrim. I played Scott Pilgrim, the beat 'em up, and I liked it, but I wouldn't put it on any. I wouldn't put it on, you know, next to Final Fight and Streets of Rage. Too Crude. What else? Castle Crashers is, I guess you could consider that more of a hack and slash. Golden Axe, the same thing, hack and slash. But it's the same thing. Oh yeah, duh. Double Dragon. River City Ransom was kind of a beat 'em up with RPG elements. Alien vs Predator on Super Nintendo. Battletoads. Double Dragon, I just said that. Armored Warriors, definitely. The Punisher arcade game, definitely. Altered Beast. Altered Beast is like a little bit different. It's kind of like it's a beat 'em up, but it's like you don't progress on your own. You do, but it's kind of like auto scrolling. Mother Russia Bleeds, which is a newer one. 2016 it came out. I still haven't beaten that, but I have it on PS4. One of these days I'll beat it. Alien Storm, I said. Comic Zone, kind of, sort of. It's like more of an action platformer, I would say. Warriors of Fate, Violent Storm, Vendetta, Battle Circuit. So long story short, there's an abundance of them. So I want to play through this. I want to play online because I want people to jump in. It's always more fun playing with somebody. Always Cody. I want to be the guy getting the girl. And I like this version because all the music is remixed. And it sounds really good. I really want to try, and I do have a GBA. I want to play, or is that on? I don't know if it's on GBA or what the fuck is the other one? I can't think right now. I'm tired. Plus, I just ate. Oh, DS. I don't remember if Double Drag or Final Fight Zero is on GBA or DS. Lag is like a motherfucker right now. Look at that. For real. All I could do is melee and hope for the best. I haven't played online in a few days either. So I don't know if there's Wi-Fi in the house is working fine. Yeah, I know there is a strategy to cheese the bosses, but I'm not doing that. I don't know how to do that. I don't even want to know. I don't want to try it. I said it in my Slam Master stream. I really don't know why they never made Damned a Slam Masters or Street Fighter character. I feel like he's probably like the most iconic villain in the whole game. Aside from Andore. Yeah, when I used to go to the arcades when I was a kid, I would obsess over this game. In the arcade, I think the furthest I ever got was the end of the third stage. Because, I mean, arcade games, beat-em-up games are, like, made for the arcade to be just quarter munchers. Andore. Gotta adjust my sound a little bit, I think. Gotta adjust my sound. I'm listening to it on the stream, it sounds very low. This way you don't just hear me breathing and buttons clacking. I had that problem during a lot of my earlier streams. It would just, all I would hear is the music in the sound effects on the game. All I would hear is the music in the sound effects on the game. And I I wouldn't be able to hear myself. So, not that that's really a bad thing, but it just sounds like loud music and can't hear me say a word. So I don't know. Anybody watching wants to join in, if you got Final Fight on PS4. The developers of this game really took a lot from American rock music at the time. So you'll see a lot of the characters, look like heavy metal or punk rock. Like the character Axl, obviously, is modeled after Axl Rose. After he hit the gym a little bit. Abigail is the name of a King Diamond album. What's some other examples? Damned, the character Damned, who was called Thrasher in the American version, or the Super Nintendo version, I should say, because, Nintendo is very picky about, censorship. His name is Damned because there's a punk rock band called The Damned. We all know the etymology of poison. So they say it's a quote-unquote, I don't know. These days it would be called transgender, but, back in the days it was just like to get around the whole, I'm stabbing a woman. They just said it was a guy. So cross-dresser at the time. Now it's transgender. So a lot of stuff has been changed about this game. In the beginning, when you see Jessica kidnapped, originally she was in her bra. Mike Hager's daughter and Cody's love interest. So Guy is his bud. He is just kind of along for the ride. He's there to support his friend Cody. And there's more influence, like Hollywood influence as well. There's a movie called Streets of Fire. I forget the year it came out. That's one I would like to watch on my stream and do a review. So it's basically a movie about a guy who comes back from the military, and basically, I guess, during his time away, the city's been overrun by like a motorcycle gang. So kind of very, very similar. They took a lot of inspiration in the making of this game from that movie. So it's like the Mad Gear Gang is like I forget the name of the gang in the movie, but they pretty much overrun the city. They kidnap, his name is Tom Cody. So they kidnap his ex-girlfriend. So it's his ex-girlfriend, and there is no Hager character. Yeah, it's kind of like a sidekick. It's a female. I forget her name. So there's a lot of cringe moments in the movie, but I mean it's very 80s. Um, Not that that's a bad thing, but you know sometimes shit from the 80s and in the 90s, even from like a couple of years back, maybe like the early 2000s, doesn't really. It's like you're kind of like watching it like oof, but at the same time it's like stuff that you enjoy, so you just it's like watching a good bad movie, like Troll 2 or something like that. It's like there's some it's there's some fuckery going on, but you still enjoy it. I wouldn't say it's like a B movie by any stretch, but I'm talking about Streets of Fire, not Troll 2. Troll 2 is a B movie. So this guy, the guy coming up, he's gonna say, "Oh my God." They changed it to "Oh my car." Because this swanky part of the city. It's a metro city. I think next time I continue, I might switch it up to Hager. And I was really hoping somebody would come in and help me out. Nah, I think I'm just going to stick with Cody, make this a Cody run. Yeah, so my dad would bring me to this arcade, the Keensburg Amusement Park. I forgot the name of the arcade. It's the one that's in front of the water park over there. And I would play Street Fighter 1 and Arkanoid and this and a couple other games, but those were like my go-tos. Street Fighter 2 obviously as well. But I just always had like an affinity for Street Fighter 1 because it was just so different. And it's so like the controls are so stiff and janky. Like obviously it's like one of the first games of its kind. So they didn't really, the developers didn't really know what they were doing. Or maybe the technology wasn't there, whatever. So like the game is definitely really hard to play based on the controls. That's a game that needs a like they did the Turbo remix of Street Fighter 2 a couple years back. They really need to make a Street Fighter 1 remake. I would be so freaking happy. Because I still play it to this day, but sometimes you're playing it and you're like trying to pull off a Hadouken and it feels like the most impossible thing in the world, whereas in every other game it's the easiest move to pull off. They should remake it and then just make every character playable. Because in Street Fighter 1 you could only play as Ryu. And if you come in as the second player, you could play as Ken, but they're like very like samey. There's no difference at all. There isn't in like until like one of the Street Fighter addendums, and I've always loved this part of the game. It's so fucking cool. Like Andor just comes in and grabs you, and he's like, "We're just gonna go do a cage fight to the death." And the way they redid this music sounds awesome. I'm gonna go fight a corrupt cop named Eddie E. If you ever get stabbed, just have some steak. You'll be okay after. I really wanted to play the Takeover. At a certain point, damn, his shit takes off so much energy. The Takeover is another beat 'em up where you actually get to use guns and stuff, and it's really cool. Haven't finished that either. I always buy games, and then I just will play 75% of them, and then just buy another game. I don't think I'm unique in that sense. It seems like something that a lot of gamers do. Especially if it's on sale, I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm definitely buying it now. I bought another game on Switch the other day. I don't even remember what I bought. That's how bad I am. I definitely do need to play a lot more of my Switch games on here. Does anybody ever feel weird about being a middle-aged man and playing video games online, like on a stream? If you do, then you're alone, because I don't feel weird at all. I actually love doing this, and it doesn't look like it, but I'm actually having the time of my life. I feel really good. I am very happy with what I'm doing. This is one stage that is cut out of the Super Nintendo version, and I'm perfectly okay with it because I hate this stage. It's just tedious. I guess it's okay to stab people with swords and beat their heads in with pipes, but you can't light them on fire. In an industrial area. I would also like to play at some point. I just need to have somebody, like a long lost relative, rich relative, die, and then just leave me like a few $1 million. So I could just quit my job and sit home and play video games all day. Because I wouldn't freaking love that. I mean, I don't want people to die, but I do want to play video games all day. And stream them. That sounds like something that I would really enjoy doing. I mean, I like going to the gym and shit. But, I just kind of like being posted up, relaxing, playing some games. It's a Wednesday night. I'm so shocked that nobody wants to come in and play Final Fight. Just give me points. Yeah, it does. Bro. You gotta keep some kind of semblance of your inner child alive, I feel like. It's like the older you get, you just forget about having fun, basically. I don't want that to be the case. I'm not really a fun person to begin with, so I don't want to be less fun. If you're in the chat, if you're on my stream, say something, anything. Say hello, your thoughts on Final Fight, your thoughts on my stream, good, bad, or indifferent. No qualms. Free speech. Comments, concerns, qualms, quarries, complaints, concerns. Oh, Rolento, my man from Street Fighter Alpha 2 and 3. Not really, I wouldn't even put him in, I don't know if I would even put him in my top 5, but I do like him. If I had to do a top 5, Ryu number 1, Ken 2. It's a very boring top 5. Very boring and predictable top 5. Ryu, Ken, Akuma, no. Yeah. Ryu, Ken, Akuma, Adon, and Sagat. Perfect. Go in front of it. What the fuck? There we go. It's like a weird forced perspective that... How is this a good thing you're smashing shit with your bare hands? I mean, I know he's got like hand wraps on at least. This is my favorite stage. I lied. This is my favorite stage. The music, the ambiance, it's very atmospheric. And I used to live in an area that looks very similar to this. And anytime I would be on the way home from the gym, walking along the water, I would be like, man, this so reminds me of Final Fight. I wish I could kick this dog, throw him in the water. No, I'm just kidding. I have a dog. I love her. I have a Havanese. Her name is Pepper. She is 6 months, 8 months, something like that. Born in June, I think. No, March. So 10 months. This guy looks like fucking Karnov over here. Bald Bill. Bald Bull. These fuckers. Bro. I'm gonna need some help soon. Getting my ass handed to me. I know Cody is a tough guy, but they're like the whole fucking town is after me. The whole city. They got some nice tits for transgenders. It's like it's a very full B cup. Scene reminds me of that part in the Warriors where they're beating up the roller skate guys. Well, I think only the leader had skates on. Now they called them the punks, but they did not look like punk rockers. Maybe they just mean punk as in like a punk ass. Because they definitely look like punk asses. Fucking overalls and flannels and shit. Look like they should be on a farm or something. Slash. Wonder where they got that from. bikes. Yes, there's a ham in here. Oh wait, I can get points for that. Maybe not. I'm not really putting any emphasis on the food because there's unlimited continues. I heard there's gonna be either a Streets of Rage movie or a TV show or something. I don't know. I always wanted a Final Fight movie, but for what it's worth, I'll take a Final Fight or a Streets of Rage movie. I guess there's more of a story there. You know, you could do like a corrupt cop, corrupt police thing, because you know that's the thing they do these days. Not the biggest proponent and fan of the police, but you know, what do these dumbasses call as soon as their house gets robbed? They don't call a mental health expert. Like, why did you rob that house? Can you tell me about your childhood? Were you traumatized? Yes, it's systemic racism. Oh, you call the police. I've had good interactions with the police, and I've had bad ones. But it depends on, you know, the person. Other cops come to my job couple weeks ago. This guy just came in acting like a fucking idiot, and somebody called the cops on him. And since I'm the supervisor, of course I just get immediately roped into it. And the cops were really nice. And they told the guy to hit the road. I think Cody could probably use a couple police officers right now. People would be like, well, he's a lot more heroic doing it on his own. And then they would never do anything anywhere close to what they're saying they would do. Ooh, almost there. Capcom, baby, king of games. That's what I say. Fucking love Capcom. Nin nin. We're in the motherfucking house. We're here. Made it to the gangster's paradise. Yeah. A dash button would do really good. Going up. Trying to think of some things that would make, because obviously they did Final Fight 0 or Final Fight 1, I mean. I really feel like, Jesus, they could do a remake and do kind of like I guess what they were trying to do with Final Fight Streetwise, make it like semi-open world, kind of make it like River City Ransom, where you have to go, it's kind of like almost like a Metroidvania, but in Metro City. You have to go to this area, but you need this item, so you have to go to another area first to get that item. Once you get that item, you could backtrack to where you need to go, and so on. And you need to collect money to buy supplies. You know, you have a warehouse where you keep, you know, your weapons. You can only carry one weapon at a time. Make it somewhat realistic. You go to pawn shops to get new weapons. You know, meet with shady gun runners who are kind of like, you know, your future adversaries, but you need to work with them now in order to achieve your goal of, you know, taking down one enemy, you know, the boss of one area. And then once you take care of them, the person that dealt you the weapons become your next adversary, because, you know, they got to try and silence you. So Capcom, if you ever see this, you got a job for me, I could write the new, just put me together with a team, bounce some ideas off, you know, off the wall. We could reboot Final Fight, because it's been quite a while. It's been too long, to be honest. Either reboot it or make a sequel. I would say not a sequel, not a reboot, but a remake of the first game with all the elements I just said, because that could be very intriguing. Make it so it's not just like a straight up, plow through left to right, plow through waves of endless enemies. You know, maybe kind of like I like again, like they tried to do with Streetwise. It's almost like a GTA version of Final Fight. Mix in elements, light RPG elements, like the more scumbags that you take out, you level up. Wang Hu. That's racist. If you ever look at like racism in video games, some of the most racist video games were like the earlier Nintendo games. Like fucking Punch Out, Great Tiger, the Indian guy, he's like doing like an Indian head bobble. I feel bad because earlier today, when I was getting ready to leave work, this old lady was like, "Have you ever jump started a car before?" I said, "Of course, I've jump started many cars." "Oh, can you help me?" Her jumper box wasn't working. Or she didn't know how to um, like which side the cables went on, and I did it for her. Let it charge up for a while. It wouldn't come back on, so I was like, "Let me just go clock out real fast. I'll be right out. I'll try and use my car to jump you." And that didn't work. I think it was her alternator. I felt bad because I mean she had somebody she could call and who could help her out, but I really wish I could have done more. That doesn't have anything to do with Final Fight, by the way. No tie in there. Quick story for you. Story time. I find streaming is very therapeutic for me. I could just talk and talk and talk, and I know somebody's listening, but they're just kind of like sitting there not speaking back. I guess it's better than talking to thin air, you know? If you're watching the stream, please consider following. Followers are good, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's good. I want more followers. Even if I don't get any more followers, obviously we'll still be streaming, regardless. But it would be nice if you did follow. Damn, how many arrows that shit got? There's a Final Fight fighting game, and Belger comes back as a zombie. Which is a weird flex. Actually, no, not really. I mean, that's kind of hard. He came back as a zombie. I retract my statement. That's actually really cool. About to kick this motherfucker out the motherfucking window. I'm gonna kick him out the motherfucking window. Victory. Oh, where were you guys this whole time? She's on all fours. Yeah, in Streets of Fire, I guess the Jessica character is played by Diane Lane, who is pretty fucking beautiful at the time. She's still really pretty. She's old now, but... Panji Nin Akiman. So that was my stream. I wanted to just, after playing a long and kind of tedious stream of Huntdown, I wanted to come in and talk a little bit about one of my all-time favorite games, Final Fight. It was a quickie stream. It was a little bit of an extra I was able to throw in today for you guys. So thank you for popping in, and I'm going to see you guys all tomorrow. Later.